Tonight, FBI agents are going through materials found today during a search of the Fulton County, Georgia election office.
America, the FBI just executed a sealed warrant at Fulton County Elections Office.
Fulton County made a stunning admission about the 2020 election. After almost 5 years of assuring voters all procedures were followed, it turns out that may not be entirely true.
Fulton County made a stunning admission that they verified 315,000 votes in the 2020 election without poll worker signatures. And now the FBI shows up with a sealed warrant.
President Donald Trump is now seeking more than $6 million from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. The president said the money would be used to cover his attorney fees and litigation costs in the recently dismissed criminal election interference case.
This is what accountability looks like. What is up, guys? Tyson DeLaCruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Let me break down exactly what's happening at the Fulton County Election Office.
The FBI is executing a search warrant at a Fulton County election office in Georgia. Fox News is told it is related to the 2020 election.
A law enforcement official confirmed to Fox News that this is obviously related to the 2020 election. The probe involves the 2020 election, which Donald Trump lost to Joey Biden.
And they are in there collecting 700 boxes of ballots right now. We are obviously concerned about once the ballots leave here, what will happen to the ballots, and our lawyers are going to be working on that.
The FBI told reporters that they'll remain at the facility all day until the warrant is completed because this is a very large building and they're not sure what's inside the building or what materials they're actually looking for or where they're located.
Agents, as I mentioned, were seen entering into this office, which is a new facility that state officials opened in 2023 that was designed to streamline their election processes.
But the FBI isn't interested in the new processes. They're interested in what happened in 2020.
Any details about the search? The warrant cites possible violations of federal laws protecting election records and against procuring fraudulent votes. Democratic Georgia State Senator Josh McLaurin posted this video from inside the facility, raising alarms about what he says is a politically motivated operation.
I hope people realize how dangerous this is, that the President of the United States is ordering federal agencies to pursue his conspiracy theories.
Now let's talk about the stunning admission Fulton County just made a few weeks ago, because this is exactly why the FBI is there today.
Fulton County essentially admitted that there were unsigned tabulator tapes. Those are those pieces of paper akin to receipts that come out of the voting tabulation machines.
Fulton County admitted that there were unsigned tabulator tapes, those pieces of paper that come out of the voting machines that helped verify how many people voted and ensure it matches the number of votes cast. State law says they must be signed by a poll worker for verification. Some 150 tapes tracking the votes of 315,000 people during early voting in 2020 weren't signed.
At best, this is sloppy and it's lazy.
At worst, it could be egregious and could have affected the election. And it gets worse. Some of those ticker tapes and documents tied to the 2020 election are missing. The revelation made waves nationally when Elon Musk posted about it. Georgia's Secretary of State assured it wouldn't have altered the results because the election was audited and verified several times. But a clerical error of one tape is different than 141 tapes missing and or unsigned. While the FBI is raiding the elections office, Fani Willis is facing a financial reckoning that could bankrupt her office. Fani Willis. Let's go, Fani Fupa.
President Donald Trump is now seeking more than $6 million from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. In a motion filed today in Fulton County Superior Court, the president said the money would be used to cover his attorney fees and litigation costs in the recently dismissed criminal election interference case.
President Trump is seeking more than $6 million from Fulton County DA office. He says he's entitled to compensation under a new Georgia law, which allows criminal defendants to recover expenses when prosecutors are dismissed for misconduct.
Tonight, we are hearing for the first time from Fulton County DA Fani Willis. She's responding to questions about a possible $17 million cost tied to the 2020 election case against President Trump and his allies.
But it's not just Trump. All of his co-defendants are seeking reimbursement as well, bringing the total to nearly $17 million. That's half of Fani Willis's annual budget.
They want the DA's office to pay them back, citing a new state law after spending millions of dollars on a case that's now dismissed.
Defense attorneys want the DA's office to pay back under the new state law after spending millions and millions of dollars in a case that is now dismissed. Fani Willis was disqualified from the case because of her romantic relationship with special prosecutor Nathan Hot Dog Wade. There are three main hurdles that Trump and his co-defendants face in trying to get the $17 million: standing, statutory interpretation, and constitutional issues.
The law is unconstitutional, and I think that will bear out in a court of law.
The Fulton County judge will decide if the case qualifies under the new law and how much, if anything, should be paid. The first hurdle is standing. Does Fani Willis, having been removed from this particular case, have legal right to challenge the $17 million in legal fees if she's no longer a prosecutor? Can she even fight this? Second hurdle is statutory interpretation. Does the appearance of impropriety, the reason Willis was removed, meet the law's requirements of quote-unquote misconduct for legal fee reimbursement? The law specifically says prosecutors must be dismissed for misconduct, not just the appearance of impropriety. The third hurdle is the constitutional issue. Willis might argue something called prosecutorial immunity or separation of power, but if misconduct is proven, this challenge is less likely to succeed. Here is what likely will happen. Legal experts believe that the fees will not likely be returned in full because Willis was removed for appearance of impropriety, not actual misconduct. They're suggesting a negotiated settlement to avoid prolonged litigation.
So far, there's been no ruling, but we're going to let you know if anything changes.
The question then becomes, who pays? Does it come from Fulton County taxpayers? Does it come from Willis's office budget? Does it come from the state?
Representatives at this particular office referred queries to the county's external affairs office.
They're in full damage control mode because obviously this looks really bad.
Trump administration officials are explaining why Tulsi Gabbard was in Georgia during the FBI search of an election office there yesterday. This is a picture of Gabbard as agents served a search warrant at the Fulton County election office looking for 2020 ballots. Gabbard is the director of national intelligence. Officials say election security is part of her role. Meantime, the chairman of Fulton County says he has nothing to hide.
Fulton County is now, has been, and always will be committed to upholding the law.
Let's connect the dots here because this is a pattern of corruption and incompetence in Fulton County that goes way, way beyond Fani Willis.
A clerical error could be one tabulator tape not signed or one tabulator tape missing, not 148 tabulator tapes missing.
This is not a mistake. This is a systematic failure. And just last Friday, a judge ruled that Fulton County has to turn over images of ballots from 2020. It was something that they've been fighting with the state election board for well over a year. Why would they fight so hard to hide those ballot images if everything was legitimate?
I think all of us are looking forward to seeing what the FBI raid shows. Georgia's been waiting for a long time to answer questions about election security and fairness, and the only way to get those answers is through a transparent process.
Now we find out 315,000 votes weren't properly verified. 141 tapes are missing or unsigned, and the FBI is executing a sealed warrant at an elections office.
It says they are looking for all records relating to violations of certain sections of the U.S. Code, including all physical ballots from the 2020 general election, all tabulator tapes for every voting machine used in Fulton County, all ballot images produced during the original ballot count beginning on November 3rd of 2020, and all voter rolls from the 2020 general election in Fulton County.
America, the FBI just raided Fulton County's election office with a sealed warrant related to the 2020 election. This comes weeks after Fulton County admitted they verified 315,000 votes without proper signatures and 148 tabulator tapes are missing. Meanwhile, Fani Willis faces a $17 $17 million legal bill from Trump and his co-defendants. She was disqualified from the case for an appearance of impropriety after her relationship with Nathan Hot Dog Wade was exposed. The pattern here is clear: systematic failure in Fulton County's elections operations, missing documents, unsigned verification tapes, and a DA who weaponized her office for political prosecution while conducting an improper relationship with her special prosecutor. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.